Hey, so I'm here. Rob is on camera. You can't see him. Turn around and say hello, Rob.
Hello.
So, for my music blog today, we're actually going to go into studio. We're here doing Rob's album with Seneca in Limerick, and this is a former bishop's house. So, basically, they managed to get their hands on it for a few months to do the album. So we've been here the last few weeks, and actually I've been here the last week working on strings and clarinet and getting ready to do the mix. So I guess Noel and Owen are inside working away on mixes, and we're just going to go in and say hello. So come on in. And it's cold, in case you didn't guess that.
How's it going, guys?
Hey guys. So I'm sitting here in studio in Limerick with Owen and Noel Hogan, and we're going to be working on basically the Seneca album. So we're going to talk a little bit about it today. So hey guys.
Hello.
How's it going?
So how's the Seneca album been going?
Great. It's been
Yeah.
great.
Very good.
We've been here 4 weeks and it doesn't feel. You know what I mean? It's gone
Yeah.
like that, which is a good sign that you've enjoyed doing it and trying to. You've just been that busy in that space, kind of getting it done. And I think it's for us, like, we especially having the use of this this house now. It's it was a bit before we came in here. Will it work or not? And it's for me anyway. It's far better than I think we ever kind of thought it would be.
We didn't really know what to expect, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
but
coming here.
it's
Yeah.
just been every day has been another surprise, but in a good way. It's
Yeah.
just been just listening back to some roughs there, and
Yeah.
like even the drum sound we were saying earlier is probably the best we've gotten on any of the sessions that we've worked on together.
I know I sent strings over to you for this session that had been done in Pro Tools, and I didn't know what version you had at the time or what we were doing, but I know as we go into the mix phase, I was certainly hoping that we could coordinate. It's going to be fun to send the actual Pro Tools session back and forth, so that we can hopefully work on the same plug-in set, and you can just load it up here and say same speakers, same session set, and
Exactly.
see what it sounds like.
Yeah, but that's the great thing about being able to work within Pro Tools, that once the other person, it could be the other side of the planet,
Yeah.
has the Pro Tools as well. You can just send things over and back, which is it's still relatively new to be able to do that, because even 10 years ago that would have been the stuff of science fiction, almost. But it makes doing an album a lot easier and faster. You can get more done in a shorter space of time.
Yeah. So how did you feel when you started the sessions with Seneca? Like, did you hear the rough mixes beforehand, or like what drew you to actually doing the album?
Well, I'd heard the first album,
Yeah.
and was a big fan of the songs. Loved the songwriting, and thought it was very strong. And then after that album came out, I met the guys through a friend, and we've kind of kept in touch over the last couple of years. So I met Rob, I guess it was maybe just over a year ago, and we started actually talking about working together. And so the boys went off back, touring the States again, and I went off for a while. And but they started to send me new songs, basically little kind of demos. Some were just acoustic, some were like a rough band setup, and when I heard them, I just thought, I could work with this, and started jotting down the notes, as I was travelling and stuff. And
I know I was getting emails from you with string ideas from, was it Brasilia? I think
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
That was
just-
funny. It pops in. Here's a little idea.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of like charging rounds, dealing with paparazzi, dealing
just
with
trying to get
travel.
online, and if it's not, and it was just kind of it was, to be honest, the great thing was you do a lot of flying when you're kind of touring in South America in particular, so you can listen to music a lot more on the plane and kind of note things down, and even work on the laptop, just kind of writing ideas and stuff.
You know what? You're gonna love Pro Tools 9 actually, because it's completely plugged out.
Yeah.
So you can actually
It's
take
great.
just boot up your laptop on the plane,
Yeah.
and you don't need to have an inbox
Yeah.
plugged in or
Perfect.
anything. And what I'm about to do is take my 9 HD and just take that upgrade and put it on my laptop and on my tower.
Yeah.
So that, you know, hopefully that just makes life smoother for stuff like that, frankly.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
wouldn't it be great to be able to take this with your plugins and just, you know, test your mix with the earphones while sitting out playing, as opposed to,
Yeah.
oh God, which version do I have? Where is it? What format?
What
you know?
plugins people have, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, for anybody that hasn't figured it out, Noel, actually, aside from producing here, has been involved in the Cranberries from babyface years.
Yeah. The depression of looking back at photos of 20 years ago is not good, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the.
Out of curiosity,
that's
like when you guys were working, did you guys work through Pro Tools before?
No,
and
it
previous
wasn't
albums, or was it actually offboard
tape,
stuff?
you know. Yeah. Yeah, it was really like we're talking, you know, 1990, 91.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Pro Tools was, you know, I don't exactly know the year it was developed, but you know, everybody worked on tape. That was just the way it was, you know. I
This
think.
time, are you on digital this time? Or are you going
Yeah,
digital
yeah,
again?
we'll go Pro Tools this time because I kind of fell into the production side of things and you know started using Pro Tools that way, and also did some of the other guys in the band. So you know, for sending, like we were saying,
Yeah.
ideas over and back, you know, we don't all have to be in the one place. It makes life a lot easier that way.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, tape is a completely different beast, and
Yeah.
you know, to send tape, you know.
I know.
It's-
I mean, I just had to mix an album for a friend that actually came off tape from the 80s, and we had to deal with, you know, removing all the hiss.
Yeah.
I spent the best part of the mix actually just
Yeah.
using all my noise reduction plugins to
Yeah.
try and clean the thing up, and
Yeah.
you don't think about that. I
No,
mean,
no, you know, I have nothing against tape.
Yeah.
It has its sound, and you know, it's great
Definitely.
at what it does. Purely as a convenience method, like Pro Tools is definitely, you know,
yeah.
miles better.
We were having this conversation earlier about, you know, in the box versus out of the box, and you know, I think there's a happy medium for both, basically,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you know, using inserts
Yeah.
for Pro Tools actually allows you to maintain the outboard stuff
Yeah.
within sessions, but actually just take advantage of the fact that you've got these like ridiculous A to D converters, and
Yeah,
it's all linear, and you can just load up a session and
And recalls are so much easier then too, you know.
yeah. So yeah, it's a strange world, but you know, I think it's really cool and positive.
yeah. Like it's nice to kind of we've tried to kind of go 50-50 with what we do with the outboard gear and within the box. You know, I know some people will live completely within that. You know,
Yeah.
and others the other way. But we've over the last few years found that, you know, mixing both really mixes the dynamic of the sound. You know,
Yeah.
and we're kind of happy enough to do that. Recalls are a bit of a nightmare at times, but you know,
Yeah.
it sometimes if you want to get a specific sound, it's nice to have those options, you know.
Yeah. So when you were working, you were God no, I'm getting confused over who I'm talking to now. Owen, when you were in LA, were you working in Pro Tools there, or were you working
Yeah.
in various software?
All in
What?
Pro Tools.
Really?
Very little tape, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
I know when I started getting into this,
Yeah.
I used to go to post stages with stuff, and I just watched everywhere we went. At that time, it was in the late 90s, and you know, we would just plug a SCSI drive out, bring it over, plug it
Yeah.
in, and if you had the Pro Tools session, you could actually open it up at the post stage. So when I
Yeah.
decided what to buy, I said everybody seems to
Yeah.
have it. So
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
think most people are using tape now, you know. I mean, it's right, Pro Tools.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like
yeah,
kind of the standard, you know.
Yeah, even I know like producers that would be like of old school now. They would
Yeah.
have like come up through the 80s, into the 90s, that lived and died for tape, but over the last few years have slowly converted
yeah,
to Pro Tools because they realise how much you can get from it now. I know people who swore they would never, tape was
Yeah.
going to be it, but they've changed.
yeah. You know, with the capacity to record at 192, it's frankly, it sounds as if it's live.
Yeah.
I know when we did it for the first time, myself and a drummer friend of mine just mic'd up a kit, ran the stuff in, and actually that's when we were testing that RCA 44 mic, and oh my god, just at 192 you're listening back to
Yeah.
it, and I swear to god, it sounds like the actual band are sitting the far side of the speakers.
Yeah.
You're in the room and you're going, this doesn't sound like speakers, it actually sounds like there's a band genuinely sitting behind the
Yeah.
speakers. Okay, well that's all we have time for today, I think. The guys have got to get back to work, so thanks for watching, and thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
taking the time to do this. I
Cheers.
really appreciate it, and I hope everybody enjoys it. So, bye.
Bye bye.